Welcome to the second episode of the 10,000 Likes podcast. I'm John, here are my co-hosts,
JT.
Terrell.
And today we'll be discussing and ranking Kanye West's solo albums. This is by no means an easy feat. I know me and you...
GOAT. That's my GOAT.
Super huge Kanye West fans.
That's my GOAT.
We'll definitely have some very involved discussions because he saw my number 9 pick and he's already mad at it already. So I'm sure the rest of the list will not go well.
Yo, wait, man.
I have 6.
This man's
I have
tripping.
6 songs on my main playlist, so I ranked the albums.
I know six songs.
I like
He's just here. He's like the mediator.
Yeah, he is. Do you want to name the 6 songs?
What's that girl's name on it?
Let's see.
Let's just start it off with that.
I've got Power. I've got All the Lights. I got
same album.
Okay.
Yeah. Bound to. Hold on, give me a second. What's the one that he did off Daft Punk? Forgot
Stronger.
Stronger. That one. Runaway and Wolves. And Flashing Lights. Okay, 7.
Okay. I'll respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
half
first
of those are
off,
on one
it'll
album.
just be solo
Exactly.
albums, so
That's why it's my number 1.
there's no Kids See Ghosts, there's no Watch the Throne. We thought it's already a hard task to do. If you're a Kanye West fan, you know about this. This has been discussed millions of times all across the internet.
It's tough, man.
So we decided to cut out his collab albums just to make it a little easier on ourselves.
Maybe we'll come back to it. You never know.
Maybe once we give those albums a list, maybe we'll do our own rankings.
After Jick gets an update.
Shut up.
Just gotta get a patch.
Shut up. Okay. Okay. Let's get into. We can talk about that. Let's get into the rankings first. Very hot. You got really hot when you saw this. I had Ye at number 9.
Yeah, that does get me hot. Okay, here's why. All right, in my opinion, Ye does not have a skippable song on it. All the songs are incredible, freaking from beginning to end. I mean, maybe you could cut out what's the one with Jeremiah? It's not Jeremiah, is it? Is it Party Next Door?
Yeah.
Where he's talking about
Wouldn't Leave.
No, I like
No
that
Mistakes. All Mine.
one. All Mine. You can cut All Mine out.
Yeah, you supermodel fake. You didn't like that.
I like your what is it?
What, that I can
Yeah,
on
two things at once.
Yeah.
That cringe line. I didn't like that. Every other song on there, Wouldn't Leave, makes me think of, the Beyonce.
I know that's personally.
Fiance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Love that girl.
I'll explain.
It's
my
a very
rankings.
personal album.
First off, I would like to say this is not a bad album in my opinion. It's just his worst album, if that makes sense.
Come on, man. It's a very personal album. And he really gives us his heart on it and how he's feeling.
I get that. We'll talk about another personal album that he expresses his feelings on later.
Yeah, alright. Whatever, man.
First off, I don't really know. It's only 23 minutes. It clocks in at 22 minutes, and I feel like that's just too short. Come on, Ye. You know what I'm saying?
Can't ever win with album links with John, huh?
I waited 2 years
An
for
hour?
this album, and you're going to make it 23 minutes.
23 minutes?
I know that's not
okay,
a very good thing.
But he dropped Kids See Ghosts the next week.
Yeah, that's the problem with making albums in a week, I guess. I don't know. This is a good album. Ghost Town is probably one of my favorite Kanye West songs because it has Kid Cudi on it, and I think Kid Cudi's great too.
How come the song's named Ghost Town?
Because the ghosts were in town.
Yeah.
Classic Kanye answer.
Mm-hmm.
Just ghosts were in town.
Yeah.
Why is niggas in Paris called niggas in Paris? Gotta cut that.
Yeah, so
I didn't understand
again,
the full word.
I don't know, just...
Alright,
I
understand.
They were decent songs. None of them really
I get it.
blew me out of the water except
I get
for
it.
Ghost Town.
There were a couple songs on that really hit me. Or, what's the name of the last one?
Oh, Violent Crimes.
Yeah, Violent Crimes.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Don't have to talk about Nikki. She literally had a voicemail at the end of the song. It's not like she killed the song or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I want a daughter like Nikki. Oh man, I promise. I'm gonna turn
You
into
got
a monster.
any
No
closing
Minaj
statements on Ye before we move on?
I just think that Ye was one of my personal favorites. I understand why some people don't like it. A lot of people I feel like don't like Ye.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Like
for me, it really touched me in a lot of places, and I really loved that album when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
It blew me away. So that's just me.
Moving on to number 8. If I was a Chick-fil-A, I would not get the number 1. I'd get the number 8 because that's where this album belongs in my Kanye
Nice.
West.
Dumb. That was dumb. Get the number 3. Spicy Deluxe, I think, is the number 3.
I don't even know. I don't go to Chick-fil-A. I guess I don't know what the number
This
8
man's always bugging. You can't take his opinion for nothing because it's all wrong all the time.
I agree. I'm with him on that one.
Chick-fil-A bangs.
Whenever I go past the Chick-fil-A, it's always Sunday and it's always closed.
That's your fault.
Whose fault is that?
I guess I don't know. Yeah, Jesus is King. It's fine.
Yeah,
The production's okay.
Jesus King would be on the bottom of mine because it's very subpar
You know,
and
you
it's
got-
very sloppily thrown together. Like even for like a Christian album, the lyricism is terrible.
Yeah.
Like-
very basic. Like Kanye West has great bars, which we'll talk about albums later on in the list.
And it just feels
But
like
it's just very like
he's got such corny, lazy
Yeah.
bars on Jesus
when he
King.
starts screaming at the end of "Follow God," you know, I'm just like, what are you doing, man? And
The fuck-
he has a
the-
song dedicated to Chick-fil-A on
the
that.
40-second Hallelujah fill
Where he says,
on Salah.
Closed on Sunday, you my Chick-fil-A, you my number 1 with the lemonade. I'm like, what? What are you talking about, man? On God,
Lazy.
Water's pretty bad. I thought that was gonna be one of my favorites.
We are water.
That's probably the worst one on this. Hands On is okay. Use This Gospel. It's the highlight of this album. It has Pusha T on it. Kenny G.
Alright.
You know.
Just gonna ignore it. No
Ignore
malice.
No malice. Hey man, I've listened to some Pusha T guest verses. I've not heard a No Malice guest verse. I'm sorry. I'm not very familiar with his work. Yeah, not much to say about Jesus is King. I just didn't like
very
it too
subpar.
much. Yeah.
Wasn't great.
Worst.
Rags on Jesus King, but puts it above Ye.
Yes, I did do that.
Trash.
Mm-hmm.
Trash.
Hopefully my opinions get better in your mind. Let's see
Hopefully
if
they
this next
do.
one makes you mad. Coming in at number 7, I have Life of Pablo.
Okay, I can.
That's
I get it.
understandable for you?
I get that one.
Okay, for people who
A
don't...
lot of people that might get upset by that because Life of Pablo is pretty good.
What's
One of my
the
friends,
intro
that's
then?
his favorite.
No, my main thing is
Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. No More Parties in L.A.
I feel like Life of
what else
Pablo
on there?
was a turning
Wolves.
point for
Yeah, that's
Kanye
the one
West
I want.
in terms of the way he produces albums, because I feel like at this point... Do you want more? A drink? I got more down here.
No, we're gonna wait later.
Down with your cup. Okay, just let me know when you want some, because I got
just-
more.
But you're the one who's gonna
Something
do
in
it.
my
You're
cup.
the.
You can make mixtures. Okay.
Make one. I'm good.
Yeah, so Life of Pablo, I feel like it's a turning point in Kanye West's production and musicality, because I feel like this is the point when the label was like, you're Kanye West.
Do whatever you want.
to. Release the album whenever you want to. Patch the album whenever you want to. Because if people did not know, he went back and changed the album. And it's not just like adding songs on a deluxe.
It's
like he changed
whole
beats.
songs.
He changed his bars on the songs, and I'm like,
Bars.
hey man, I listened to this album when it first dropped, and I'm like, this is pretty good. And then I listened to it 2 weeks later, I'm like, this is a little different than I remember. First, there's some standout songs on this. You have some pretty good songs. Ultralight Beam, amazing.
Yes.
Before I Hated Chance the Rapper.
Wow, really?
Hey man, hey, that's a discussion for a different day. Did not care for
Good day.
for the
Hot water, hot shower.
Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, great song. Little bit.
Okay,
Didn't really.
I wouldn't.
Not great.
I wouldn't say it was a great
Yeah.
song either.
Okay, that the one.
It's
specific
literally
bar-
just because of the intro of the song.
Yeah,
Otherwise, the song would be fine.
that's true.
No one wants to hear about bleached assholes.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear about that, Kanye. Keep that to yourself.
JJ's like, I do.
Part 2, just a Panda remix with the Kanye West verse thrown onto it. Let's be real.
There's
dude. I
a
don't even know
Panda
where that-
remix.
Yeah.
Oh my
Did
god.
your homework, you'd know that.
Exactly, I told you.
Famous again. I feel like that's a good song. It has a good beat switch. I heard that at the bars, and I'm like, this goes in. Plus, you also got the Taylor Swift line that I thought was fun.
Gotta love when you throw a jab at Tay.
Gotta love that. They got some beef history. We'll get into that a little later, farther up the list.
I love Taylor Swift, by the way.
Yeah. Famous, probably one of the best tracks off here. This is where the album gets a little, for me. You go into feedback. Don't really like that song. Lowlights, highlights, freestyle 4. I love Kanye. Those tracks you could just completely take off the album and I wouldn't care at all.
Put some respect on Freestyle 4.
I don't want to hear about Kanye fucking at a dinner party.
He'd be the life of the whole party. And everybody start fucking? But everybody stop fucking.
See, he's just throwing shit on the album at this point.
Freestyle 4 was great.
Waves again.
Waves
Chris
on
Brown does a
time.
great job.
If Chris Brown didn't do what he did, that man would be a GOAT.
That's true, yeah.
I love Chris Brown as a
Fuck My
performer.
Life, another good song. You got a Weekend feature on there.
Did he make it with branded headphones?
Huh?
Didn't
Chris Brown? Beats,
Yeah.
nice.
Nice. Okay. Real Friends, another good song.
How many of us?
I thought the original version of Wolves was good. Then he put that whole part of the fridge line, and then the line about Mary Joseph meeting at a club, and then what did he say? Something
Around hella thugs.
Something about fucking
Someone just took a sandwich.
Something that you wish you could unswallow. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that whole
the last 2 minutes of this track are like just
the whole corny things you wish you could unswallow
coming out of Kanye's mouth. I'm like, are you just seeing what you can throw?
He repeated that like 6 times.
Plus, he had a whole Frank Ocean verse that he just didn't put on this track, and he just threw it on the neck. He had an own specific track on this called Frank's track, and it's just completely separate from it. I'm like, what are you doing? Again, great meme song, Silver Surfer. Why is that on this album? That could have been cut.
Silver Surfer.
30 hours. I like the original version, but then he threw on the whole thing where he's just like vibing out or whatever he's doing at the end of that thing. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? No more parties in LA.
Kanye at the end of a song always goes in.
No More Parties in LA. Probably my favorite track off this album.
Saint Pablo.
I thought I would never say this, but Kanye out-raps Kendrick Lamar by a mile on this song.
That man goes forever.
He raps for like 4 minutes straight on this track.
One
if
verse.
there was one song that I had to be like, you gotta listen to this, it would be No More Parties in LA. That song is amazing. People really thought Kanye would rap like that again, but he proved them wrong on that. Then you got Facts. Facts is it's basically a Nike diss track at this point. It's a decent track, I guess, you know? And then Fade is kind of, don't remember anything besides the music video.
Alright.
Okay. And then finally the last track, which he actually added on one of his later revisions, like 2-3 weeks later. One of my favorites off the album.
It's my favorite off the album.
It's Saint Pablo. It's a great introspective track on Kanye's life. Up to that
say no
point,
to nobody.
on what he's been going through.
That song's amazing. I love Saint Pablo.
So yeah, if there were 2 songs you had to listen to off this album, I would say No More Parties in LA and Saint Pablo.
You don't have the ultra light beam on there,
And
cuz?
Sorry. I just have such a sour taste in my mouth, retrospectively, about Chance the Rapper.
Because of Good Day. I
can't believe the same man made acid rap and The Big Day, but we can talk about that in another podcast. I could go on for hours. We'll talk about that a different day. Okay.
I love my wife.
Moving on to number 6. I feel like a lot of these decisions are decisive for people. It's late registration.
Yeah.
I personally, this is my least.
This one's gonna make a lot of people mad because I know there's a lot of people that put late registration at the top. I know a lot of people that put it up there, and I don't care for late registration
either. It's not
either.
an issue. This is my least listened to Kanye
This
album.
man.
Straight off. Also, I wasn't even remotely close to listening to rap when this dropped in 2005.
Yeah.
Again, he has some great tracks on here, great production all around. He actually, great orchestra, great. He actually did a live performance of this, which I actually haven't listened to, but I can imagine would be good. Some standout tracks on this. You got Heard Him Say, Touch the Sky,
Crack music.
Gold Digger.
I think
Gold Digger is the song I think everybody knows.
Crack music.
Drive Slow. It's a great song. Diamonds from Sierra Leone.
Man's ignoring crack music.
Stop talking about crack music. Hey Mama is another song I think.
Hey Mama.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
I would suggest everybody.
That one gets me emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Mama. I love my mom.
One thing I don't like about this album, and I don't understand this. I know a lot of early 2000s rap albums did this, but I don't understand the whole idea behind skits. I don't get it.
Hey,
like,
we're talking about skits, man.
Okay,
we'll get into that later.
There's only one artist who I think pulls off skits perfectly.
Kendrick?
And that's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, I knew it.
On
he has good Kid Mad City has good skits.
I think nothing
the
compares
voicemail
to the
skits.
Nothing compares to the skits off Good Kid, Mad City. That's one of my
voicemail
favorite
skits,
albums of all
so
time.
good.
But this is not a Kendrick Lamar podcast. This is a podcast on ranking Kanye West music. you have any closing statements on late registration before?
I will also say late registration. I will not give very many thoughts on it because there's a lot of songs in there I don't know. I don't listen to late registration almost
like
ever.
I said before, that's easily my least listened to Kanye
by a lot. It's not even close. Like, I never listen to late registration, which is kind of criminal. I probably should. Moving up the list, I feel like these next few, it moves into a different tier. I didn't want to do a tier list of Kanye albums. I felt like that would be too hard. We can throw together a tier list after this. I felt like ranking them would be easier, but I feel like he goes on to a different level with these next albums. Throw one together. And I made a list. We're going through it. We're going through it that way. I ain't changing. I'm just saying. At the end, we can throw a tier list together. Number 5, I got Yeezus. I know that's a really low placement of Yeezus. This was a very a lot of people hated this album. A lot of people like this album. I can see you're already amazed at this ranking. I can't believe it. I can't believe you put Yeezus at 5. I like in my head thought that for sure you're gonna have Yeezus like top 3. I was thinking I got like my top 4 planned out, but then I was listening to the albums again and I'm like, I think I gotta push another one of the top 4 rather than Yeezus. And again, all of these beyond Yeezus and up, these are all fantastic albums. Okay, I'm not saying Yeezus is a bad album, ranking it number 5. Usually a lot of people would think so. Usually like if you're talking about like a different artist, you're like number 5, shit tier album, right? No, this is still an amazing album. I'm not hating on it at all. I felt really bad putting it at 5, but I felt like there were just better albums ahead of it. Yeezus, man. Because Kanye West has a great discography. Yeezus, alright. Yeezus, man. Yeezus was probably the Kanye album that got me into Kanye West. Got me into Kanye West. This was the first Kanye West album I listened to when he dropped it. So I do have some history with that. That's why it ranked so high for me initially. But then I was listening in preparation for this podcast, and I'm like, well, I think these albums gotta go higher. Again, I don't think there's a miss on this album except for Send It Up. The beat on that song is kind of okay. I'm gonna say this: the beat on that's kind of grating, and I know this comes from the same album that is on site. But I don't know. On site. Send it. Okay, I guess he does have that line about the park your ass outside like the car till the evening ends or some shit like that. That's a chick said, "Can I bring my friends in the club?" I said, "Can I bring my bands in the club?" He's like, "No." Treat your girl like my bands and leave it outside. Something like that. I don't know the whole. Goddamn bars, Kanye bars. Notable songs off this album: Black Skinhead, amazing track. New Slaves, probably my favorite off the album, just because of the beat switch on this thing. I don't think Kanye West is really known for his beat switches, but he does an amazing job on that. Actually, now that I see it, Travis Scott did have production features on New Slaves. I think this was the first album he worked on with the brought him in to work on the drums to get the drum sounding right for that one. Hold My Liquor, probably my second favorite cut off this album. Really? Yeah, Hold My Liquor. That's kind of a hot take. I was listening to that song the past 2 days, and I'm like, this song. I've really never heard you praise Hold My Liquor before. Goes in. First off, Chief Keef, amazing feature off this. Kanye just has amazing bars off this one, you know. Like, all right, yeah. I've always liked Hold My Liquor. It has a great Mike Dean guitar solo in the middle of it. I always thought you had bad opinions of Hold My Liquor for some reason. No, now we get to the most interesting song on the album. That's I'm in it. That's why I'm in it, and I can't get out of it. This has the most quotable bars on it out of any song. Eating Asian pussy, all I eat is sweet and sour sauce. Just the last verse Kanye has is just one-liners pretty much the entire time. I love that song. It's like a rapper priest getting hit by the nuns, baby. Let's go. Keep going, Kanye. Keep going. Blood on the Leaves. Add him on PlayStation. Again, another amazing track off that one. This man still hasn't brought up Bound 2, man. I'm going through them. Oh, you're going track by track. I thought you were just throwing notable songs out there. Blood on the Leaves. Strange. Another amazing track. Hang it. So that's my favorite. Let's get on with it. Guilt Trip. Just get talking about it. Just quote the song and then just skip it. Yeah. If you got good bass, test it. Sorry. Test it out with Blood on the Leaves. That is an amazing song. I didn't do that. Okay, there we go. Just leave that off. Man. Guilt Trip again. Good track. Bound 2.
Yeah!
Great track.
Yeah, again, great track.
Fuck you hard on the sink. After that, get you something to drink.
Step back, kick a spunk on the neck.
Fuck.
I mean, damn, what you wrong thing?
Again,
Bro.
yeah, an amazing, yeah.
Please cease your
Just-
language for my friend Jerome is Kanye.
Yeah, what is Kanye have? I don't know what 80s, 90s TV show it is. He brings it up in multiple albums.
Jerome's in the house.
Bro, it's
Watch your mouth.
A predecessor to Corey.
I don't think so. I don't think that was a prequel to Corey in the House. Any closing statements on Yeezus? I know that you really were.
Yeezus is a top 3 for me.
Shocked at my place.
I only like Yeezus so much because it has a lot of nostalgia for me. Yeezus has a very special place in my heart, and I know a lot of people don't have that spot for
That
Yeezus.
is true. A lot of people rank this towards the bottom.
I love Yeezus so much.
I ranked it.
I love the
right,
beats.
right in the middle.
I love everything about Yeezus.
Yeah. Moving on to number 4. That's gonna piss a lot of people off. I got College Dropout.
Oh, I almost got up, bro.
No,
4?
At 4, I got College Dropout.
Hey.
Okay.
That's
let
where
me
I
explain
ranked.
my placement. Okay.
That's where I ranked it. Too.
Again, I will say this again, since he is shocked at me. Again, this is a fantastic album. This is like an 8, 9 out of 10 album for me.
Yes, sir.
It just doesn't compare to the top 3, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I guess. I see where you're coming from. I'd probably put it there too.
Again, the whole skits thing,
I think we have the
don't
same.
really
number
get
one.
it. What's with the little Jimmy skits?
Yeah, I will say I was gonna bring this up.
His dad's stealing all of his diplomas.
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up earlier when you talked about skits. I'm like, you want to talk about skits?
Again,
College Dropout had some
that's
terrible
what I mean.
skits.
Okay, yeah, I don't understand. Like, again, I didn't listen to rap music in this era, and again, that's why it's ranked so low for me. I completely did not even hear about College Dropout until after I already listened to a few Kanye West albums. I guess I was around, but I wasn't actively listening to. I was like, "What's Kanye West gonna
I
drop?"
definitely was not
I gotta
either.
listen to Kanye West's debut album. Nothing like that.
We're a little
Number
young
4
for
has
that.
some great songs on it. This is probably Kanye at his most conscious, talking about his troubles coming up in the rap game, talking about all the ceilings he had to go through to make it up there. Basically every track's
Incredible album.
there's a few skips, but mainly most of them are hits.
I used to like Spaceships a lot. It came on too many times on my playlist, and now I hate it.
Spaceship's a good song. Did you know Kanye West made 5 beats a day for 3 songs?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he deserves
Yeah,
those
he did.
numbers.
Yep, I know. Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, notable tracks. You obviously got Spaceships.
Back.
Jesus Walks. Jesus Walks, one of my favorite off the album.
Jesus Walks is better than all of Jesus is King combined.
That's true. I would not hate on you for
As
saying
far as
that.
Christian themed songs go, that one actually has some substance to it, unlike anything off Jesus is King. So
Slow
props
Jams,
to Jesus Walks.
Kanye's first hit song.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx, amazing.
My favorite song of all time from
words.
Kanye.
I feel like 2 words.
Doesn't get a lot of love.
2 words is a slept on song, even though it has some hard ass bars on it.
2 words is great.
2 words.
Fuck
you,
baby. Let's go, bro.
Again, finishing up the album, he got Through the Wire.
Favorite
Again,
favorite Kanye song of all time. Through the Wire gets me.
That's not
gonna.
my favorite's coming up.
Really,
I
love Through the Wire.
Through the Wire.
Through the
amazing
Wire.
song.
Shout out to Through the Wire podcast.
If you didn't know, Kanye West got involved in a car crash, and
I don't know how you wouldn't know that. I know. That's what I'm saying.
Kanye West, 2002, got in a car crash, broke his jaw.
So I got them puffy cheeks.
That's why the song's called Through the Wire, because he initially rapped the verses through the
mouth wire
that he had on his mouth, and it's just a good track overall.
Best Kanye line of all times on that song. Make music that's fire. Spit my soul through the wire. That every time I hear that, it gives me goosebumps.
Then you end off. I know a lot of people are going to be intimidated by the track length, but Last Call is a great song. It's more of it's more of spoken word, if you will, more spoken word.
Yeah, do Frank Ocean sometime.
Yeah, we can get to that. That can be the next podcast.
Sure, man.
After the Marvel one. But we'll shout out everything after that.
Yeah.
Last Call. Amazing,
shout out Frankie Ocean.
Amazing introspective song through Kanye. Talking about his relationship with Jay-Z and everything like that.
L.
Yeah.
unpopular opinion, but
again, Jay-Z's before my time, so I did not really. And he also
not a Jay-Z fan.
He also wanted to stop Kanye's rise. He wanted to keep him as a producer. And Kanye West is my favorite musician of all time, so I obviously
his big brother
have beef with him.
Tried to keep him at bay at a distance.
Coming in number 3. This is my hottest take of the album because a lot of people are the hottest take of the list. Everybody I've talked to hates this album. It's 808s and Heartbreak coming in number 3.
Why do people hate 808s? I don't get it.
That's something I do not understand at all, and I'll explain.
That album changed hip hop
right now. Yes, it did. It led to that, and then the album we released before that also did that. But 808s is an amazing album. I don't understand why people hate on the auto-tune on that. It fits the mood of the album perfectly because the whole album is about Kanye West dealing with the heartbreak of losing his mother and also his fiance of multiple years before then. And I feel like the auto-tune adds to the whole mood and lyrics of the album by making him seem more distant to the audience and not connected to people. The top 3 albums are 10 out of 10s in my opinion, and it was very hard for me to rank these. But 808s just had to go there.
This man gets emotional when you throw on some 808s, bro.
It's a depressing as fuck album. Okay, I will say Man on the Moon, one of my favorite albums of all time. There's actually some happiness written into that album. There's not one bar on this album that you could say is happy.
No. The song you like to ignore.
Okay, I will say this. This has one track on it that I do not agree. It's a decent track.
It's a good track.
It's amazing. It does not fit on this album.
I get that it doesn't fit. It's a good track.
Yes, that's aside from that, there is not one positive bar on this entire thing.
You're gonna name drop the track?
It's just Kanye down in the dumps the whole time. Let me run through some of my favorites off of this. There's a lot of them. Welcome to Heartbreak.
Welcome to Heartbreak. Beautiful song.
An amazing thing.
It's amazing. Quick pause.
My friend shows me a picture of his kids. I can only show him pictures of my cribs. Just bars right there.
No longer relevant.
That's true. At the time, though.
Four of them things.
Again, Heartless. Another just amazing.
Overplayed.
Amazing track.
That's probably one of my least favorite songs on the album, just because of how overplayed it is.
Love Lockdown, another amazing track. Paranoid.
Paranoid's my favorite off the album.
Amazing. RoboCop.
RoboCop
doesn't get enough love. The strings at the end of RoboCop just fucking take
also,
it to a whole new level.
I feel like another song on this track, we'll get to it later, I guess, but another one that...
right now. Bring it up.
I guess. Streetlights.
Yeah.
People don't give any love to Streetlights. I get it's very repetitive.
Okay. It's very repetitive, but if you think about it in the context of the album, Kanye West is going through life, doing the same things over and over again, and he feels like he's not progressing in life at all, and that's what the entire track is about. I feel like people don't realize that. It's very repetitive for a reason. Okay, Kanye West, at this point in his career, was not lacking in lyricism. If you think about the albums that came out before and after this specific album, he's lyrical up the ass the entire time. So he definitely had a reason for making this album so repetitive.
I have listened to Streetlights and just at in 3 a.m. and just cried.
Oh yeah, great.
I'll listen to that song on repeat,
Probably
loop.
Top 2 3 a.m. in the morning songs to listen to: 808s and Heartbreak and Blonde by Frank Ocean.
Don't really get into that later.
Yeah, that's not
the
not
vibes.
a Frank Ocean podcast. Bad News, amazing song.
Shout out Frankie Ocean.
My face turned to stone when I heard the news.
Okay, context behind the laugh there. Saw a meme on that on r/Kanye
where it was just like no context. It was just like my face when I heard the news, and it was a picture of like a statue. And
I was like,
what? It took him a minute to get it, and then he just clicked for me, and he was fucking.
My face turned to stone when I heard
the only real hiccup on the track, and you will hear this later. I do not care for Lil Wayne, so See You in My Nightmares. I believe he is very repetitive for Kanye's verse in this.
That's the thing with Lil Wayne.
Song.
Lil Wayne is considered one of the GOATs. I get it. Whenever he features on a song, all he does is twist the original lyrics to the song. He doesn't add anything new to a song. Don't come at me, Lil Wayne fans. That's some of y'all's GOAT. I get it. I think he's very boring on features.
I like other people better on features than him.
I like a lot of the Wayne solo stuff, and a lot of the Wayne stuff with Drake. We'll get into Wayne, I guess, another time. But
yeah. We can do way more music podcasts than this.
Weezy F, baby.
Again, Coldest Winter, kind of late in the track listing track. Nothing really stands out there. Then you got Pinocchio's story at the end. I feel like a lot of people don't give this song love. The live recording from when Kanye West was doing his Glow in the Dark tour for graduation.
In Singapore.
And all these people were cheering for him, and the entire the entire theme of the song is just him like trying to express himself, and then people just don't understand who he actually is.
Very misunderstood
so that's his
person.
connection to Pinocchio.
He wants to be a real
And that
boy.
he just wants to be real, but people are perceiving him as this
Fake.
deity Kanye West, if you will. Yeah.
I am a god.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, off Jesus, I am a god. Now we get into the top two, and this is gonna make you
Our
mad.
top two are. It better be the same.
This is gonna make you mad. This is gonna make you mad.
You better not.
At my number two, I have my beautiful dark twisted.
No!
No, cuz.
I have my beautiful dark twisted fantasy at number two.
No. No.
He's wrong. He is
Come
wrong.
on, man.
This is my opinion, and I believe my beautiful dark twisted fantasy is number two.
Shit's on the wall, cuz.
We'll get into that later.
Oh my god, man.
Okay, I will say this. If I said that the top three are 10 out of 10, these top two are fucking 12 out of 10.
I don't wanna fucking hear
13
it,
out of
bro.
10.
I'm heated right now.
The idea behind this album is basically mythical in my mind. If people do not know, Kanye West walked up on stage one night.
Is this what he did?
Listen, Beyonce had one of the greatest music videos of all time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you
when
finish.
Taylor Swift was accepting an award, and just saying those few sentences made literally the entire world hate the man.
Kanye West.
So he went into a self-isolation where he wasn't even in the United States for I think almost a year. He split time between Rome and Hawaii, and when he was in.
So wait, Hawaii's in the U.S.
I said Rome and Hawaii.
We said he wasn't in the U.S. That's all I gotta say. Just continue.
Kill him the whole vibe.
Sorry.
Bitch,
your
don't
opinion
kill
is
my
wrong
vibe.
Anyway.
It is wrong. I will say that.
Anyway,
You
when he
can't
was
be
in
wrong.
Hawaii,
I
he
disagree.
brought out
Everybody.
the best people to work on this album.
Everybody.
Just some people who worked on this album include basically the entire Wu-Tang Clan.
They ain't nothing to fuck with.
Kid Cudi, Pusha T,
Push.
Rick Ross, Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z, John Legend, Bon Iver, Beyonce, Charlie Wilson, Big Sean. I guess those people are. Big Sean. Not really a huge Big Sean
I
fan.
think I'm ready to jump out the window.
Again, this album, there are no skips on this one.
Not a single one.
Except
But-
for the end of Blame Game.
Okay.
I will say that, because Chris Rock just goes off on his own shit,
Who-
and I just don't need to hear any of that. And you'll know what I'm talking
Who
about when you listen to the
reposted
album.
your pussy?
Also, I will say, on
Easy.
my relook, because I really had a hard time. I had the top three picked out, and I'm like, where do I rank? Because I knew 808 was coming in at 3. I'm like,
Also,
where do I rank the top 2?
one of the greatest songs of all time is also on that album, being
Spent 5,000 hours on that hour. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. 'Cause that's my favorite Kanye song. Again, no skippables. Just going off a dark fantasy. Kanye starts out with a banger.
So good. Everything's so good.
Gorgeous.
So
Power.
good.
All of the
Amazing.
lights.
All of the night.
Amazing.
Bitch, I'm a monster.
This song, this album is very front loaded.
So I'm so appalled. And then you got Devil in a New Dress.
One of the greatest songs of all time.
My favorite Kanye
Favorite
West song
Rick Ross verse ever.
of all time. There is not a skippable bar. Every bar on here is hard.
All black tux. Nigga, she was laughing, baby.
Put your hands up to the constellations the way you should be a sin.
You my sensation.
I know I'm preaching to the congregation.
You like Jesus, you can learn a lot from Satan. Satan. Oh, that
I
song's
hit make a
fire.
spot at the bar, take a seat, hour to the church.
She said you are what you eat. You know, I've always liked the sense of humor, but tonight you should have seen how quiet the room was. Oh!
I know we just butchered the way Kanye says that.
I know.
But if there was one track off this album I had to recommend people listen to, it would
Devil
be
in
Devil
Your
in Your
Dress.
Dress. And we didn't even touch on Rick Ross's feature. Which, by the way, who has an even harder verse? Kanye West or Rick Ross?
I've literally skipped the Kanye verse
That
before.
is a great debate.
I've skipped the Kanye verse before
Both
just to
of
listen to
them
the
have,
Ross
like,
verse.
Top tier verses.
Looking at my bitch ass, but you give your ass a bone.
Ross turned that in like an hour before Kanye turned it into the label, and I'm so glad that made it on there.
That verse is amazing.
Now, Runaway, another amazing song.
When you're getting in the kitchen at 3 a.m. and your
I
mom
never
sees you.
thought one man could make one note sound so good, but Kanye pulls it off on Runaway.
People who skip the outro of Runaway aren't real fans.
Shout out to the douchebags. You know what I'm saying? Give it up for the assholes.
Saboteurs for the scumbags.
Then you got Blame Game. Lost in the World.
Who taught you how to treat a nigga like that?
Again,
Yeezy
I'm
taught
lost
me.
in the world. I'm down on my knees.
Boney Bear.
Some. Okay.
I'm up.
Now, it's time to do a podcast favorite, Liquor of the Week.
Before number one, I like it. Intense.
I've been zoning off this all night.
Off the Bacardi Limon, I'm zoning.
It had to be. I had to tie it in with my album choice. That's
10
why
years
it's
Dwayne Wade
that's
became
why
Dwayne Wade.
That's why it's this specific podcast, Liquor of the Week.
Let's
Pour
get
it
it.
up for us. Let's take a shot of this. Let's get it going.
That's for y'all.
Yeah, that's for the audience right
Pour
there.
up. Gotta do a full shot, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of bad.
Fucking A.
I have a lot of bad memories with Bacardi Limon.
Yes,
I drank
me
way
as
too
well.
much of it before.
I drank an entire bottle of this in 30 minutes, and then I did not have.
Well, let's
Basic-
get that story going.
Basically the same thing happened to me.
That's for a different podcast. We're just keeping strictly to Kanye West. Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, to be honest.
You just gotta pound it
I'm
back.
gonna struggle.
Everyday struggle.
That wasn't bad.
No,
Whew.
we're liking that. Okay.
My body was rejecting that.
Yeah. It was a slow burn.
I used to love that shit.
My body's rejecting it.
Ooh,
It's pretty good.
Oh boy.
but it's mad.
Out of
Okay.
10, what would you rate
So-
it? Hold on, out of 10, what would you
You
rate
know
it?
0.
Kanye West, you know that there's one album left.
I know what it is.
And I know
Jesus King.
you do not like
Yep.
this pick. Graduation is my number one
That's a
Kanye
wrong
West
one
album.
also.
Don't say I don't like that pig. I love Graduation.
Graduation is one of my favorite albums of all time. And so is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Don't get me wrong there. But I was listening to Graduation this week and I'm like, it would be a disservice not to rank this number one.
I get you.
Every song on here is a banger. I feel like this is really the moment in Kanye West's career where he took off from just this upcoming artist to really making it big. You know?
Upper echelon.
Before this album release, Kanye West wanted to make more stadium sounds. Wanted to had more electronic emphasis into it. That's why he went to Daft Punk. He was influenced by house music, some dance hall, if you will,
Teens.
which is a genre Drake ruined 10 years later. But that's
Dance all
It's
teens.
time for another podcast. Again, the production. Okay, I will say this: the production on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is flawless. The production on this is flawless.
You can interchange them. I get it. I just always put My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at the top.
I couldn't take the easy pick. I had to defend probably my favorite Kanye West album of all time. Definitely my favorite Kanye West album of all time. There's no skippables on this for me.
Yeah, I get you.
I think,
Oh, yeah?
think every song's just great on this album. Let's start it off. Let's just go to track by track. Good Morning. Great. Not a super hype song to start off the album, but kind of introducing you. And it also, this album also finishes off the trilogy for Kanye West's school-themed albums. Because he started off with College Dropout, then Late Registration, then he finally made it.
He graduated.
Graduation. And this album is just...
Welcome to Graduation.
This is really the first time you see that famous Kanye West ego come
Yes,
out
sir.
in full bloom. Because a lot of these
man.
bars are just self-ego inflating bars.
Yes, sir.
Such as the second track, which is named Champion.
Did you realize that you were a champion? Yes, I fucking did. Let's go. Oh man, that's a fucking great song.
That's a banger. Then you got Stronger, which the only reason why people wouldn't like this song is because
Overplayed.
that's the song that was overplayed off the album. That was the single off the album, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I remember I went to Valley Fair when I was 10 years old. And guess what? They didn't have a single pair of regular sunglasses there. Only shutter shades. Nobody was wearing shutter shades
Hey,
except
shutter shades
Kanye
are
West. Yeah, you know why that is? Because of this album.
Because of that man.
Because of this album, 2007.
Okay, then yeah, I started in 2010.
I Wonder, again, another great introspective track by him, by Kanye West. Then you got Good Life with T-Pain. Who can hate on
that's a classic.
the
Okay.
prime T-Pain?
I know
Kanye
somebody.
West going off. We do know a specific person. I don't know.
How you hate T-Pain?
That ain't me.
That's mad. That's the most lovable person ever.
That's true.
Best
yes.
news. How can you not like a T-Pain song?
I don't know.
This man loves some T-Pain. If you want to get him talking about someone's music, get him talking about T-Pain.
Next track, Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Expansive.
Another great. This is more Kanye West going in on the rapping. You know, double parallel park.
That's also double parallel park that motherfucker sideways.
I'm raising some question marks. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
He double parallel parked
that
motherfucker sideways. Old folks talking about back in my day.
Like, what are you talking about, bro?
That's also a very a hot single off that one.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
Singles off this album included.
I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven.
When Can't Tell Me Nothing was actually the first single released. And then Stronger, Good Life, Flashing Lights, and Homecoming. So he had 5 singles off of this thing. Barry Bonds coming up next. I slept on this song for a long time, but I listened to it a few times this week, and Kanye West goes in on this verse, and it's only ruined. It's only ruined by the Wayne feature.
That's a
just
recurring tale.
Something about Wayne. I just don't like Wayne that much.
All right, don't go saying that.
I said it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. Again, Kanye West head is so big you can't sit behind him. Bar. And just the delivery of the lines is just so egotistical, and he's just biting in on people the entire track.
That one and Jesus, man. Those two, that man's just going on some other stuff.
This is probably the worst track off this album, in my opinion. That's Drunken Hot Girls.
I was gonna say, isn't Drunken Hot Girls on there?
It is.
We were at a concert and that song came on. Nobody knew it.
We were bumping it. Everyone else was just...
We were sitting there like, Drunken Hot Girls, okay. Everyone else was like, what the fuck is this?
Again, this song, if you listen to it, Kanye's very lyrical on this. Okay, this song starts off with him at the club, tracking down...
You gonna defend Drunken Hot Girls?
Nah, I'm gonna explain what the lyrics mean to people. They're just gonna turn it on and be like, this song's trash, let me just skip it. It starts off with Kanye West really going after these drunken hot girls, and then over the song, he realizes that he can do better than that, but he realizes he's already like stuck in this relationship with this drunken hot girl, and he's stuck with her for the rest of his life. I by no means am defending this song. This is still the worst track off the album.
White Knight, man's White Knight for Drunken Hot Girls.
In my opinion, that's still the worst track off the album.
That's one of my least favorite Kanye songs ever, in general.
Flashing Lights, that's a good kind of...
Who likes flashing lights, bro?
Slows it down a little bit, you know.
It's a joke.
Not really,
Any song that Kanye has the word light in it is amazing.
That's true. This song is more of a slower, you know, but, yeah, Kanye still raps pretty good on this thing. Everything I Am.
Oh, that's not... I think that's my favorite off the album.
This song is one of my favorite off the album.
I think that is my favorite.
Everything I'm not, maybe
everything I
am. Words to live by right there, honestly. You know, just some notable bars off this thing. People talk so much shit about your barbershops.
They forget to get their hair cut. I like your cut, G.
He just says goodbye to all the awards he's gonna get because he already knows who he is as a person. He knows he's gonna go off flag.
I'd rather get the I got a lot of cheese awards.
Because this was after the whole George Bush thing. He was already getting a lot of media kickback at him. So
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
People were already hating on him at this point. You know, again,
one of my favorite Kanye moments.
A good slow song before the album picks up again to finish off in a great fashion with probably one of my favorite three song runs that Kanye has. Starting off with The Glory. This song is my favorite off the album. I will say that
glory.
right now. Kanye just goes in the entire song. This is one where he says, I think Hennessy I drink, I'm going up to Bacardi
The
Limon.
moment of coming, I'm zoning. Camera splash so much that I gotta do that yayo dance.
He's like, yeah, the texting line, been a little greedo, but with my ego, I can stand there in the speaker and be like that, like a fucking hero.
The story, the glory, the chain, the polo, the night.
Yeah. It's just bar after bar on the song.
Yes, man.
Best song off the album. If I'm anywhere and I hear the song playing, I'll instantly just fucking get the mood. This album is it lifts you up. It makes me feel like I can do whatever I want to.
Does it lift you up on your feet?
Yes, it lifts me up. It lifts me up on my feet. I made some pretty trash references before. So
Can we talk about singles?
I'll give you that.
Can we talk about some Kanye singles? Can we throw those in?
Yeah, we can do.
No, we
said
no singles.
Yeah, let's do some bonuses.
Next one. You got another banger by Kanye West. Homecoming.
I'm coming home again.
Another amazing track featuring Chris Martin.
I told him I had a song with Coldplay.
And he had a song with Coldplay.
I'm like, damn. No way. Translate Espanol. No way, Jose.
Again, Kanye just going in on the bars. Just, again, if you had to listen to any songs off this album, I want to say last three for sure.
I'm just now recovering from that Bacardi.
You cannot just listen to one track off this album. This album is too good
Bacardi
to skip.
Limon.
Then you got the final track off the regular album, which we'll be getting into some bonus tracks.
How much time do we go through already? I'm just seeing because
the last track is Big Brother, which is the most introspective Kanye track off the album. This track is all about Kanye West's relationship with Jay-Z, which at the time he hadn't said that Jay-Z had shooters coming at his head.
Everybody's on the scrotum.
It's just
everybody.
It's about him rap because if y'all didn't know, Kanye West came up as a producer for Rockefeller, which
five beats a day,
which was Jay-Z's label. Jay-Z tried to hold him down, then he came out to College Dropout. Everyone loved that album, so then he actually got a chance in the rap game. And this song
Jay-Z
actually talks about how other people try to hold him down, even though he was still a rapper on the rise. Like when he thought he'd be getting tickets to the Def Jam Poetry Slam, and then
not only did I get a chance to spit it, Carlene told me I could buy 2 tickets.
And it's like, man, come on, you can't be writing off Kanye West like that, man. That ain't right.
I will have to give some respect to Jay-Z, though. I am a Jay-Z hater. I hate on Jay-Z a lot.
Me too.
$1 billion.
That
man's smart.
I don't know if that's just because of the whole Kanye West versus Jay-Z thing in the recent years, but
man's got the brains on him. Billionaire.
Kanye West apparently has $5 billion, you know what?
but we won't
get into his Twitter. We don't get into his Twitter this episode. That's a little bit of a... It's a little bit of a...
We're not talking about Kanye the person.
No.
Kanye the musician.
Touch on that. Then we'll just get under a little bonus track for all you Japanese fans of the podcast. I know you have this. I'm very jealous that I don't have this. One of the bonus tracks off this album is called Bittersweet Poetry, which if you haven't heard it, it's on SoundCloud. It's a great song just adding to the great album. Kanye West just going in about how all the fame is getting to him. And then one of the most notable bars off the track says, "This Hennessy gonna be the death of me," which is album came out in 2007, which is basically forecasting the future as to what happened. Because when he did interrupt Taylor Swift, he was drinking a bottle of Hennessy the entire night. So when he said, "This Hennessy gonna be the death of me," it's basically just predicting the future right there.
It wasn't the death of him. It propelled him to superstardom.
It did. It propelled him to create one of the greatest album of one of the greatest albums of the 2010s. I will say that.
The greatest album of the 2010s. You heard it here first.
That's a discussion for another podcast.
It's not.
That's
factual.
Argue.
No, you wouldn't. That's factual.
Closing statements. You want to cover some singles?
Let's go over some singles. Why not?
Let's go over some.
There's a couple fun singles.
Lift off.
Lift yourself.
Lift yourself.
Come on, man.
Off Watch the Throne. Let's talk about... I don't actually...
Thanks.
I thought the song was something about lifting.
Whoopity scoop.
Yeah, Kanye kind of went on a singles binge right before The Life of Pablo dropped by dropping some actually decent singles, such as Only One, 4 or 5 Seconds.
4, 5
All
seconds
day.
For a while. How long you ball?
All day. And then he had like the 50 people behind him on stage with the flamethrowers. It was an amazing
All
thing.
day.
One thing we got to talk about is the whole Kanye West thing, saying he'll release an album and then he just does not release the album. And this really started. It really kicked into high gear right before
Ultra
Life of
Graphics.
Pablo dropped because he changed.
TurboGrafx?
He changed that album's title like at least 4 times. It was.
TurboGrafx.
It was Swish, it was Waves, it was So Help Me God, and then it was finally Life of Pablo. And I'm like, Kanye, what you doing, man? You just retracing your
never
steps
forget
or something, man?
TurboGrafx 16.
And then he said, I'll release TurboGrafx 16 right after that. And then he keeps scrapping albums, and then he makes
Yandi.
stupid statements in the media, scraps an entire album before.
Hey, we're not getting to the Kanye as a person now.
I'm saying we're relating to the album in general. And that directly impacted
We're starting to get
albums.
into the Kanye now of him being a little flaky with the albums.
I'll just keep it at that. I'll just keep it at that. But yeah, I'm apparently still waiting on Donda.
Still waiting on Donda.
That's what
Being a Kanye West fan is hard.
I like to think in the back of my mind that he's just perfecting the album.
My top 2 artists are the same way with dropping fucking music. Kanye West,
and
Frank fucking Ocean.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Hey, 4-year anniversary came up. He's about due.
Yeah, he is about due. Shit. That man needs to drop some shit. I know he's been dropping a lot of singles
And
though.
then he dropped Wash Us in the Blood. At the end
I like Wash Us in the Blood
I
a
do
lot.
too. It has a very short Travis Scott feature on it.
If Donda, if that ever happens,
That sounds more
5% chance that happening.
Wash Us in the Blood. I would enjoy that album.
Yes, I was gonna say if Donda
And
sounds like Wash Us in the Blood.
My rankings of the Kanye West albums.
Donda
When
happens.
Donda drops, yes.
If it all sounds like Wash Us in the Blood, that's gonna be a top tier one, bro.
Mhm.
Because Wash Us in the Blood, the beats on that, man, the beat on that fucking song is ridiculous.
Mhm.
That shit sounded so good.
Okay.
My
now,
white Christian friend likes that song.
Well, I'm not sure. Okay, obviously you got some forward. Like I love it with Lil Pump. I don't
You're
think
such a
anybody
fucking
really
hoe. I love it.
From Minecraft.
took
Your
that in
boyfriend
serious
is
way.
a dork.
Same thing
McLovin.
Same thing with Ecstasy. I don't know what was up with Kanye in 2018. He was just releasing a lot of music. He was
He's a
just
funky fella.
He produced 5 albums in Wyoming in 5 weeks. I don't think we really touched on that.
Why
We
not?
kind of hinted towards it. But
Daytona?
Daytona. He was
The
executive
Nas
producer of
album?
Daytona.
That's a
Yay.
NASCAR.
Kids See Ghost, Nazir, and then
Nazir is what it's called.
Yeah. And then Drake also flew out to Wyoming at some point to work on Ye with him.
I can't wait for us to do a Drake one, bro.
We gotta do that. We gotta get that podcast.
That's gonna be
going.
so fun. That's
So
gonna
mad.
be just straight. Now, I'm
Just-
not gonna get into it, but
Nah,
that's gonna be
for another.
that's gonna be
into
a
that
fire one.
podcast.
That one's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. The whole thing behind this is apparently Kanye made the beat for Lift Yourself for Drake. And then after him and Drake had a falling out, Kanye trolled the fuck out of Drake by releasing this song where he says he's
Whoopity
just gonna
scoop.
go in and then he just says a bunch of
Whoopity
nonsense
scoop,
on the
poop,
entire track.
Scoop,
And I'm sure Drake did
Whoop.
not care for that too much.
whoopity scoop poop. These bars, these next bars,
These next bars though.
whoopity scoop.
Anyway, I thought
Alright.
about this ever since I brought it up to you 2 weeks ago. Started listening to all his albums.
I'll give
Just ran
I'll
it down.
give Late Registration another listen.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? I'll give it another listen.
How
It'll-
about you just go through Kanye West's discography, start to finish?
Why
Just
not?
Listen to all of them. Why not? They're all good albums.
I do that every year on his birthday. Fun
None
fact.
none of them are bad albums. I will say that
Shit
right now.
takes a long time.
It does. It's about a 10-hour listen, but it's definitely worth it. You might get burned out a little bit towards the end, but then
You
Yeezy
might.
kicks in, and then you get a second
The
boost
second
energy.
wind comes up.
Yeah, when Yeezy season is approaching,
Fuck whatever y'all be wearing.
you know,
Yeezy clothing line's pretty good.
Yeezy Gap. Gotta cop some, right?
People hate on Yeezy. I think that man does his thing.
People are buying it. Might as well. You know?
People are buying it. Keep
Might as
making.
well. Chase the bag, Kanye.
I
Hate
like.
on- hate on
I
him,
like
chase
some of the
bag.
Yeezys.
I'm scared. If he ever goes on tour, bro.
He's never going on tour, bro. I'm never gonna get to see fucking Kanye West live, and it's gonna kill me.
Should have seen Yeezus tour.
I know. We didn't know each other when the Yeezus tour happened, or when the Life of Pablo tour happened. Otherwise, especially the Life of Pablo tour, if we would have met each other like a few months before we did, we would have been at Life of Pablo
I'm
tour.
gonna say Life of Pablo tour was good, but the track list on
The Yeezus tour is
basically
stupid.
the greatest hits of Kanye West, and he had Kendrick Lamar, and I believe. Well, wait, let me just look this up before
The
I say
Yeezus
shit.
tour is stupid. That man was on a mountain.
Yeah, he was on a mountain. He was literally God in that tour.
Because fuck it. Also, pro mask.
He was pro mask. He wore a Balenciaga mask the entire time.
Safety first.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar and Travis Scott opening for him. So I mean, what's not to
The
like
Yeezus tour was stupid. If I could go back in time for anything, bro, yeah, I'd go watch the
like that
Yeezus.
meme we were talking about, where the girl's like, "I'm your grandma."
That's a dumb name.
I'm your granddaughter.
It's me.
Buy
Yeezus
tickets to Yeezus tour. Okay, I think we gotta wrap it up now. We're at about an hour or 55 minutes. Let's just any final words you gotta say?
That's it, man. I had a good
That's it,
time.
I think this is a pretty definitive list, in my opinion.
If
Obviously,
y'all haven't checked out Kanye West, please
do that. It is,
listen to some
if I
Kanye
had to
West.
suggest one musical artist for people to listen to, it would be him.
Ignore his antics
Honestly,
in the
a lot
media.
of people hate him for his media, but they have never I met a bunch of people in college who I hate Kanye West,
And they
"Have
don't
you
know his
listened-
music."
Have you listened to his music? And they're like, nah. And I'm like, you gotta give the man's musical listen without bringing in all the shit, because that's a whole different fucking podcast we could do, just talking about Kanye West in the media and in public. That's just a whole
Listen to the music. The
different
music
argument, if you will.
is very, very good.
Yeah, if you separate music and personality, it's a huge difference. Music is top tier, personality.
Mid.
Not that tough.
I don't
He's
know
mid.
about that one.
He's pretty mid.
Pretty mid tier personality.
All right, man.
He has his. Oh no, I'm not gonna
That was fun.
say that.
I enjoyed talking about some Yeezy.
Okay,
Yeezy.
this has been the 10,000 Likes podcast. We'll be back at it next week. We're planning a tier list of Marvel
movies, baby.
and we will have a special guest, which
Yes, sir.
we will reveal next week.
Yes, sir. He's
So,
kind of an expert on Marvel movies.
He is, yes. I'm bringing in our in-house, used to be in-house expert on Marvel movies for me.
All right, man.
So we'll catch you next week. This has been John for the 10,000 Likes podcast. Let's just let all the other co-hosts introduce them, or I guess
Say goodbye.
Exit, say goodbye. Thank you.
Kanye
Can't fucking
2020.
think right now.
T Rose, man. It's out.